So I have these two letter organizers where I usually go ahead and put my eyeshadow palettes. I just lay them in like this and it keeps them nice and organized, right, ready for me to use. I already emptied both of them out, and now let's get them filled up again and see what eyeshadows I am keeping and what I am gonna get rid of. Here is a quick little look of all the eyeshadows that I need to declutter. There's a lot of them in there that I don't really feel like excited to use anymore, and at one point I really loved them, but it's come to the point where I don't feel inspired by using them. So let's get started. The first one we're gonna go ahead and know for sure I'm gonna keep is the Morphe 35O palette. This is what that looks like. I think most beauty addicts love this palette, or at least have had it in their collection. I am missing one pan there, but it's alright because most of them are still there, and I'm definitely keeping this one. Something else right off the bat that I know for sure I am keeping is all of my Anastasia. I have the oldest one I have is this one. This is the World Traveler palette. Looks like this. And then the Modern Renaissance, followed by Subculture and Prism. And last but not least is the Soft Glam. I keep these in their container just because the packaging of the actual product is felt tip, kind of velour type of packaging. I just want to keep them nice and clean, and for sure I'm keeping all of these because I love them and collect them. And then for sure I'm also gonna keep this MAC palette. I customized these shades myself, and then some of these are ColourPop, some of them are MAC, and then I have a contour shade and a blush with that as well. I'm also going to keep this Ofra Pro palette just because I have so much room to fill it out with eyeshadow singles. I haven't really been out there looking for any singles lately, but I'm going to keep it just because I really think that this type of Z palette inspired type of packaging is great for not only just eyeshadows, but adding blushes and just any type of single pans that you have. Another one that I'm for sure keeping is this Makeup Geek in collaboration with Manny MUA. This is one of his first, I think this is the first palette that he ever came out with. I absolutely love the formula of these Makeup Geek eyeshadows, and I like that it's a good shade of neutrals with that red. I've really been into this red a lot lately. I really like this kind of bluish green brown color, and this one is a beautiful color as well. They're all just really good shades to create any type of look or in conjunction with any other eyeshadow palette, so I'm keeping this one. Another one that I'm absolutely keeping is the Shade and Light Eye Palette by Kat Von D. I like that it's an all matte palette that I can use for crease or eyeshadow base. It's just a really good palette. As you can see, my most used shade is this one here. I've already hit pan. I'm gonna finish this one up. I would probably not repurchase it just because I am kind of on the hunt, where I've actually had my eye on the Naked Petite Heat, because I feel like it has just the warm shades that I'm looking for in a much smaller compact. A lot of these shades I honestly do not use, especially like this taupe color, just because I'm not into cool tone colors. But it always comes clutch for when I do want to use a taupe color. Okay, now the rest of these eyeshadow palettes that I have there, they're eyeshadow palettes that I like, but none of them are really at this moment. Wait, I regress. This one does stand out to me. This is the Huda Beauty Electric Ice palette, and this is what it looks like. It has such colorful shades. It's perfect to use in conjunction with any other eyeshadow palettes, and it has pretty good, really actually really good pigmentation, and also really good wear on the eyes. I really love this palette. I do want to pick up some more of her little minis like this just because they're so easy to travel with. They are around $26, I think, but you do get 9 full-size eyeshadow colors. I'm just waiting for another sale to come up so that I can purchase 1 or 2 more of these because they're so good. Okay, what I was saying was that these eyeshadow palettes are still palettes that I really like, but at this moment, none of them are seriously like sticking out to me and saying you need these. So let's go through them and see what I decide keeping. First one is I have all these Wet n Wild palettes. I have these 4 Wet n Wild palettes. These are in the old packaging, and right off the bat, just because I do have this one, I don't feel like I need this one. The pigmentation is not all that great for this one, which was the shade that I used the most. And seeing that I have this bright pink one, I kind of feel like I don't actually need to have that eyeshadow. And then these are really sheer. You can see how similar they are, and just really sheer, not a lot of pigmentation. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this. Next, this one for sure I'm keeping. This one is for their spring and summer collection. I do have a video where I am spotlighting all of the new Wet n Wild summer collection that I do own, and this is one of their standout pieces from that collection. I really like these kind of coppery rose gold for the season, so I'm keeping this. I'm also gonna keep this one. This is supposed to be a dupe for the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. I don't own it, but I feel like because I have this one, I don't need the Sweet Peach palette. So I really like this one. This is kind of newer. I haven't really played a whole lot with it, but I know for sure I love those shades. And when I did use it, I think I've used it 2 or 3 times. I really like the pigmentation, and it's nice because it's a drugstore. This one I have a hard time getting rid of, and I just feel like I have such a emotional connection with. This is one of the first eyeshadow palettes that I ever purchased. Not this one in particular, because it actually shattered, and I went out and rebought it. I've had this one maybe for 2 or 3 years now, this actual one, and I still like it. This is gonna stay in the maybe pile. I'm gonna go ahead and go through some of the shades and see if I have something similar to this. I know for sure like the Manny palette has this one, the Makeup Geek Manny MUA, and then these, it's just such good pigmentation. It's just an all-around really good eyeshadow palette. I do know that they came up with different packaging, so you know what, yeah, I'm gonna keep it in the maybe pile. These all right here are eyeshadow palettes that came in my BoxyCharm at one point or another. So let's go through them and see what I'm keeping. The first one that opens up, let me open them all up and just compare them. All right, so right off the bat, I could tell that the first one I'm gonna get rid of is this palette here. The colors don't really scream my name. It did come shattered, and I don't feel inspired by this palette. If I need a black, I have one in my Kat Von D palette. This bronze one was one of my favorite ones out of the whole palette, but I have bronze shades and a lot of other ones. And then this kind of pewter, this kind of green color looks very similar actually to this green. Similar, not exactly. This one has a little bit more gold. This pewter color, I'm gonna get rid of it. It really doesn't scream. I don't really use it on it, to be honest, so I'm gonna get rid of this one. Looking at the rest, a lot of these I really love just because they're all like this one, it's all neutral colors, but I feel like I could just, like, these neutral colors are really good, nice crease colors. There's this brown, but I have so many of those colors in here, or in here, and especially also in the Anastasia shades. I really like this eyeshadow palette, but I feel like I have so many similar colors to this that I don't feel like I need it, so I'm gonna get rid of this one. It's a really good palette though. And then let's see, these look so similar to each other. It's ridiculous how similar it is. Like this one, well, it's just, they're so soft. Like this red one looks similar to that red one. It's not exact because this one is a little bit more burgundy and this one's a lot more orangey. This one's hard. These are so good, right? These top ones, and the pigmentation is there. Oh, look at how soft. Look at this. And then these bottom ones, I really like this shimmery red. Let me see if the, look at that. Let me see if the Morphe one has a similar red. If it does, I'm just gonna get rid of that one. No, it does not. Nope. Okay, I'm keeping this one. And I'm keeping this one too. Okay, now these. Again, with all these warm tones, and then these, I don't know, do I keep it? All right, let's see this one. I'm keeping this one for sure. I love all these colors here, so beautiful. It has these pups of color right here, lots of neutral warm tones, a few shimmer colors. I am gonna keep this one. Okay, now it's these two. I don't know what to do. Help. All right, let's see. I'm keeping both. I can't get rid of them. Okay, that one was amazing. Let's go through my ColourPop. This one is the Cute AF palette. Keeping, for sure keeping. And the Golden State of Mind. Keeping only because it has a really unique shimmers. Like this one, gorge. It's a little chalky or kind of crumbly, but it's this one, beautiful. These bluish ones, look at that, gorge. So I'm keeping it also. Let's go. These are the last ones in my collection here. So the first one is the Marc Jacobs Remarkable Eyes. I'm keeping it. This one I got on via influencers. They sent it to me to review. I love this color, as you could tell. I really like this color. I love how they blend. I love how they work. I don't like this palette on its own. If I use it, I mostly use it just to pull out these two shades, but it's Marc Jacobs, so I'm keeping it. The Tartelette in Bloom palette, I am also going to keep. It's so pretty, super soft shadow, so easy to blend. I'm gonna keep you. This Tarte Under the Sea, I'm getting rid of. The only reason why I'm getting rid of it, even though I love Tarte, is because these shadows really have really little pigment on the eyes, kind of sheer. And why I've been holding on to it is because I really like this bluish green. Is so beautiful. but I feel like this might have, nope, nothing like it. This is where I come to like, oh, look at how gorgeous it is. It's just perfect bluish green color that I don't have. Let me see. Not in here. Definitely not in here. Hold up. Yep, that's as close as I can get. This one has a little bit more blue, but I have this single here that, yeah, I'm keeping this one, of course, and I am getting rid of this one. Now this one, I'm gonna go ahead and keep it. No, sorry Shayla, I love you, but I'm gonna get rid of this one. This would be one of the only colors I would keep it with. These and these I have in almost any other eyeshadow palette. I have a great brown color like that one. I have a great black, and this red one would be the only one, but I feel like it's very close to this one. No, this one's more purple. I'm gonna keep it. I can't get rid of it. And last but not least, this is from CoverGirl. I did get sent this all as well and through influencers, and I'm gonna keep it just because I don't have a lot of cool tone shades, and this silver here. Oh, look at this. Ooh, this is a really good palette from the drugstore, so I'm gonna keep it and I'm gonna get rid of it. These are all the palettes that I am keeping, and these are the ones that I'm getting rid of. I'm only getting rid of 5, and I'm keeping all of these. I can't help it. I'm not good at this. Send help.